That was that day that we filmed for like 7 hours straight. And Frankie was feeding you in between tries.
Yeah, like just couldn't stop. Mark couldn't stop that day. Like I was like, Mark, man, I really need to eat. Like
I was like, you should have fucking ate a bigger breakfast.
Like Mark was furious. Couldn't stop. Had to get a. Like,
you probably had like a bagel with cream cheese for breakfast.
Yeah, just did not have a sufficient breakfast. Like classic me move, and then went to the spot, Lennox, knowing well that I would probably be there for 10 hours plus. Like. Filming this line till the end of time, you know what I mean?
Oh, why did I? Oh.
That was nuts.
We went like this. Your name's Jubert.
Yes.
Because your name is Justin Albert. You put the two together, Jubert.
Yes.
And then he went to Instagram, and
yeah, I went
Jubert
to Instagram.
was taken.
This is like what, 2012?
12.
I went to Instagram. Jubert was taken somehow.
So you chose Poobert instead.
Dude, it's not fucking doable.
What? How? What does he mean? He stuck it. It's so doable. I didn't know Instagram was gonna be like your future name or anything, but I fucking made it my name, and now here I am. It's an endearing nickname. A lot of people say it with a lot of love and endearment, you know, so.
Justin missed a trick recently, the front hurricane in Chelsea.
Yeah,
Piers.
dude, damn, throwing me on the bus, huh? Dude, that was maybe the first trick I've ever missed, though. I almost had a flawless record up until about a month ago. Like, we were getting kicked out, so I turned the camera off, turned it back on when he was like, I'm gonna go one more time. Like, I looked at my camera and realized that my exposure was wrong, so I tried to turn the NDs on as he was going. They turn on as he's throwing down and doing the trick, pretty much. It like looks just like this crazy like effect almost. Like I still filmed it. I have the clip.
So the Reynolds thing's real? He actually fucked it up?
Mark did not care. I cared.
It would be good if we had it right now though. That would be filling out that video part.
Can I get another LaCroix?
Here, right here. Try to do the roll. Mark, shoot. Dude, this boy had that, Mark.
First video part I filmed was Mijos with Richard De Vera. Rest in peace, amazing guy. He approached me at the skate park. He was there with Peter Raffin. We went filming the first day. It was my 12th birthday, I think. And we put that video part together in like a year. He was working at UPS at the time, and he would get off work around 3 p.m. and we would go skate. I skated to the Postal Service, and I have a Smith's shirt on. I don't know, it's kind of weird to say, but I watched it recently and I was like, damn, I was good back then. I just do a lot of body varial flip tricks and stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck was I doing?
You're doing some tech shit, man.
Yeah, a lot of...
For a little ass kid, dude.
Yeah.
Definitely running.
So I still feel proud, I guess is what I mean to say. And so I was 13 when I got hooked up by Powell, and 12 when I started riding for the shop, Fishbank. But the Ghostbusters part I had definitely was kid video, even though I was getting taller.
That was your first serious video part, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were serious about that. You're like, Ghostbusters. I need to send it for Ghostbusters.
I was like, dude, this is the best fucking song. Like, it's so much energy. It's so good. Yeah, I was always listening to it. And so I went to David, was like, can I skate to that?
And he was like, yeah, this is a good idea.
When PJ Ladd saw my footage on YouTube, then everybody started hitting me up. And then the people that I was already sponsored by, like Justin Williams and Greg Carroll for Force, they were like, dude, you could ride for whoever. Like, you just, the doors are open to you. Who do you want to ride for? We'll talk to them. I said Alien. My really good friend was friends with Miguel, and I met Miguel when I was 12. Miguel was skating a ton back then, but he would just make such cool little montages. I was like, dude, I want to be in these. So I started skating with them more. It was me and Joey and Jazz and Brandon. It became more like me and Miguel going on missions with Joey and like lighting up spots and really trying to get tricks for parts. When I didn't go to college because I thought I was going to be in Chris Ray's video, but instead Habitat was like, if you get good enough footage for the part, we'll put you on for the video. And so me and Miguel were like doing everything together. I would say Origin was the first serious part that's not like homie video, local video, kid video part. Backtail SF State was so scary for me then. Thought I was gonna sack and die. That was before people started sacking rails without dying. So I thought if I sacked that thing, I would be done.
What about the switch big flip, dude? What compelled you?
What compelled me?
Yeah.
I thought it would be compelling. I think the hardest trick for me in that part was the switch tray. When you can see the relief in my face, I'm just like,
Yeah, what? You got hella acne and shit?
that clip's super funny. After that video came out, I got on Habitat. Started thinking more about what Brennan was telling me about, like, you're a stupid YouTube kid, like actually pay attention to what makes a video good. Because that summer, Miguel and I had been filming whatever the fuck we could, like, think of a spot. Okay, can you do a trick on it? Yeah, let's do it.
Like anything.
Anything that was
like
there.
was like even remotely good.
Yeah.
Dang, dude. All right, so $5 in your pocket. I don't need $5. I landed it.
Brennan was like, you gotta pick and choose a little bit more. I owe him a lot
That's
for
amazing.
that. Like, he went deeper than just saying that.
For sure, but I could totally see how he would say that to you.
Yeah. I was like, I gotta make it. Like, that Habitat part sucked. I hate it. It's terrible. I was probably like embarrassed by the ball beanie by then and wanted to do something that was more Habitat, you know? And the reason that I wanted to ride for them was because they made videos that looked like this. And then I was like, here, I'm gonna go do my stuff and hopefully I can get on. But I didn't realize that my stuff could look like theirs and that that's what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? I think it was just like, all right, I hate my Habitat part. I want to do something that's really good. And I was watching Popular's part in Mosaic and Jake Johnson's part in Minefield and being like, dude, I gotta make something like this. I just did all those random tricks. Like, what if I thought about good tricks and like cool spots? I gotta do this. And I would hang out with Miguel and we were both on the same page. We would hang out at our friend Ernesto's place and play pool and watch skate videos. It was just natural to us. It wasn't like, oh, you don't have anything to film for, then don't film. It was like, we're gonna make a part. And then I think the fact that Thrasher was down to take it on was like a little bit secondary. I forget how we funded it, but we just drove across the country. It was just a week-long trip at first. And we were like staying at people's houses and camping and stuff. And then we got to Philly and stayed at Dom Travis's house. So we weren't spending too much money back then.
That was sick. That was fucking sick.
Because you filmed a clip for Cross Continental, 2 clips.
No, at least 3, man. Maybe 4 even.
Yeah, back 180 into the rock line, front blend 270, big spin into the rock.
The board slide at SJSU, ollie up board slide. The ollie in, ollie out at the library, SJSU. There's a few things.
That didn't even feel good. Like,
Dude, it looked awesome.
no, it looked good. I mean, I felt like it looked good, but
That was fucking.
Yeah, I was living in San Jose, like going to school, just skating. I was already filming at the time, so we basically just had mutual friends. You know, San Jose is basically like a really small community of skaters, and like there's like fucking 3 skate parks. So if you're out skating every day, you're like inevitably you're gonna meet everyone there. You know.
Neuter today, dude.
yeah,
That's what's
that looks
up.
so good.
I feel like I got back from a trip or something, and you were skating with Brandon a bunch. You and Brandon were filming, so I was just hanging out with you too.
We weren't just skating, we were just like hanging out and doing whatever, and then skating would just happen at night sometimes, because like this is kind of what you did in San Jose too. It was like skated at night. It was boring as fuck.
It was so fun then.
Yeah.
Because we knew everybody, like all the homies. It was like we would go out skating with friends, and then we would go out to the house parties, and sometimes like friends would bike by the skate spot on their way to the house party, and they, you know, oh, see you there, see you later, we're gonna get this clip.
Yeah, it was just like small downtown San Jose
So
vibe.
cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. That was the first project we worked on, right? It was Cityscape, which was a project we made for Slap. We just filmed like a bunch of shit, and we're like, yo, like 80% of this is at night
Let's keep getting
in
night
downtown
footage.
San Jose.
Yeah.
Like, it was cool because we applied a theme to something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it made a lot of sense, and it was like easy because like I lived in downtown San Jose, and like there's a lot of spots in downtown San Jose, you know what I mean, if you actually start looking at all of them, you know?
They told me like maybe April, and I went pro in June. When me and De La were on this habitat trip with Brennan and Dan Z, halfway or a little more than halfway through the trip, Brennan told us, I was like, why didn't you tell me earlier? I would have been motivated. But the opposite happened to De La. He was like, oh, great. So now you're gonna tell me to fucking jump down big rails and shit, because I'm just a stunt monkey. Yeah, he was stressed. He came through though.
We filmed a lot for that though.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, in London and shit.
Yeah, like we went to London and stacked for that, and I remember just, yeah, there's a lot of footage in that video that we filmed together.
Oh my god, dude!
I thought it was kind of sketchy, to be honest.
So we worked on Search the Horizon, and at the time, just being in San Jose, I was still obviously an active filmer.
No, Matt Irving, because I knew Matt from writing for Adidas, hit me up and said, what's up with Justin? Like, you think he would be a good fit to film for Adidas? And I was like, definitely.
And I don't think I realized that either. I mean, that I'd be working with Mark all the time, you know? It's like,
Like, if he knew now, if
I
he knew then.
If I knew I was gonna be really stuck to this dude, I probably wouldn't have taken it. As far as the Adidas stuff, it's the way it is, for sure. It still taught us a lot about like what Mark and I want in a video part, right? Yeah. Like that whole experience of like making that video part, which wasn't a small project, you know what I mean? I feel like you kind of just trust me to do things how I do it, and then we always kind of just check in on each other.
That took a while. Yeah, when you're going out skating with someone who like you trust completely with the filming and like what they're gonna do with the footage, and you know it's gonna end up in a cool edit or whatever, then you don't have to think about anything but the skating, and it just makes it all easy.
Yeah, I mean, you can focus on what you have to do, which is already pretty fucking hard. Filming with people like Mark definitely keeps me on that edge of like respect levels for skating, and like give respect to the trick because it deserves that much, you know?
Yeah, what are his biggest inspos video-wise?
Oh yeah, Alien and Habitat shit. I mean, my favorite video of all time is Minefield. It's like more my generation too, and I was like, went to the premiere, and like, it's such an eye-opening movie.
Who's your favorite filmer?
My favorite filmer
Yeah.
is Greg Hunt. He's got his look dialed, and like, that's someone who cares. It tells you he cares, like the amount of like love in the visual of like what he's producing, you know what I mean? Yeah, Mark was getting his second shoot. We needed to do something. Yeah, basically we had like ambitions for this part to be like really amazing. Because of like timelines and stuff, basically we couldn't deliver on something of that scale.
When I look back on that, I just think of certain outfits I had on and fucking spot choices and things, and I was just like, not there. I don't know, haircuts too.
It's usually
board
the
setups,
haircuts, man.
graphics. I think I was still skating an 8-inch board then. Yeah, I was still skating an 8-inch board. How are you gonna film a good video part on an 8-inch board?
For Verso, it's like we just gravitated to the project together. You know, it wasn't like conscious. We want to make something that's just better, you know, like a better skate part where you watch it and you're like, this is a fucking really good skate part, you know, not just like, that was good. You know, we wanted to do one that was like, basically like the level of Cross Continental where we're like, this is something that people will rewatch. When you start stacking and then you see the footage and then you're like, oh shit, this is already 5 times better than what we just made. That's when I realized, I was like, oh, okay, we were stepping it up now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That video part for me, it was symbolic of a lot of things. Having Justin to film it would make it make sense since we've known each other for so long. It would just make it symbolic on another level. I don't know if symbolism is really what it is, but like just meaningful.
It was fucking insanity at the end, right?
Yeah.
It was just pure insanity because Mark had the concept that he needed to accomplish and it required every piece of the puzzle.
Fucking pigeon! Fuck!
And we didn't get it that day. I was sore for 2 weeks and we did the premieres then.
Yeah, every day that I went on that we like couldn't put out the video part, I was just kind of like, dude, this sucks. Like, I mean, he was pretty hands off until the end.
But we were like arguing a lot. We were frustrated with
We were
each other.
both very passionate and like, you know, we both felt certain ways about some things, and yeah, we definitely had to like try each other's patience, you know, in the final days of editing. I remember making a version without the Cosmos like ready to send to Cole, like because he had like one more day to do it, and then he like went with Matt Schler, and then I remember waking up the morning he did it because you guys were ahead like 3 hours, and I was still in bed, and you guys were like, it was Frankie like FaceTiming me like, we got the trick. Like,
And I did it in 5 tries after trying it for fucking...
did it in 5 tries with
like
Schler
2
after
years.
he put me through like a 7-hour session, like about to die. Did it in 5 tries with Matt. I literally just dropped it into the edit and fucking exported it out.
And I have the text from when you were like, dude, my heart was beating so fast when I put that shit into the timeline.
Really? Sick. I don't remember saying that. What surprised me the most was how quickly people picked it apart. You know what I mean?
The chiasmus part.
The chiasmus part, and then just also like there was a lot of really cool like writing about it. People had a reason to like analyze the part and look at it, you know, as more than even just like almost like a skate video, you know, which was really cool to see people like looking at it like that when it is just a skate video. It's like I at the time felt like everything I had done in skating was basically leading to that project, you know what I mean? Like everything I'd learned, or the most you could ask for, is to just hear people respond to your work in a positive way. And yeah, for me it's like definitely super rewarding, like super memorable. Definitely something I'll be proud of for a long ass time. In the last few years, I've been kind of putting my energy toward a web series with Thrasher that we call Flora. Yeah, it's just kind of like a cool little passion project for me. Like I have a lot of fun making them, and it kind of just reminds me of like why I film in the first place.
Yeah, so episode 1 you had like Drake, John Perez, Lil Dre. That was like a big montage. For episode 2, it was another kind of similar feeling big montage, but I guess D-Lo had been coming up.
Yeah, D-Lo and Tristan kind of brought them in. Yeah, with it being like a passion project and something that like is meaningful to me, it only made sense that like I would approach Mark about doing something. And when I brought it up to him, he was super enthusiastic, obviously. And yeah, so that's what we've been working on now, is like we've been putting our energy into basically doing like a Flora episode. I think when I first approached you, I was like, let's do something like mellow and fun.
Yeah.
Remember? It obviously starts out as something mellow and fun, and then it just evolves into a fucking gargantuan beast. You know, we've probably been at it for like, what, year and a half? Stress levels are pretty high.
Stress levels are through the fucking roof. I think I'm more stressed now than I was during Verso. I think so. We have a good track record. Like, Verso was a fucking nightmare, and we did it, and it can be done.
It can be done. It's just gnarly. No, we're gonna keep going, right?
I mean, I'm sure there's someone younger than you that I could work with.
Younger, more creative, more handsome. Yeah, I mean, we're just obviously gonna be doing this shit one way or another, you know what I mean? Whether it's fun or not. Like whether we're challenging ourselves or just doing it because it's enjoyable.
Maybe get to start working on something that's actually just about fun and not about...
It always starts like that, man, but
Yeah, but
eventually
maybe
it
we could
becomes
do
madness,
it. Maybe
dude.
it could be like, oh,
That'll be the
wow,
concept.
there's,
Let's have
fun
fun.
spots in Europe.
What a
in the
concept.
sun.
Let's have fun doing this.
I think that could work.
I mean, we've been filming together for like 10 years, at least.
Yeah.
It's a long time. Consistently too, you know? Like we've been putting stuff out. You know, it's not like we've just known each other for 10 years. We've been putting shit out for 10 years.
Oh, wait.
Damn.
Yeah, let me get a hug. Melody in the chin.